Every financial guru on the internet is telling you the same thing. You need 6 months of expenses sitting in cash doing nothing, just in case. It's the golden rule, it's gospel, it's practically a commandment. And today I'm going to tell you why following it, exactly as written, might be the most expensive mistake you make this decade. I'm not saying you shouldn't have an emergency fund. I'm saying the 6 month, all cash, do nothing version of it is outdated, mathematically lazy, and in some cases, it's actively making you poorer. If you've got 10, 15, $20,000 sitting in a savings account earning 4%, while inflation eats it alive and you're still carrying debt or underfunding your retirement, we need to talk. Stay with me. I'm going to show you the math, the psychology, and the exact system I use instead. And fair warning, you're probably not going to like the second half of this video. Let's start with where this rule came from. The 6 month emergency fund wasn't born from some rigorous economic study. It was a nice round number that sounded responsible. It got repeated in books, then blogs, then TikToks, and now it's treated like physics. But here's what nobody tells you. Cash is not free. Every dollar sitting in a savings account is a dollar that is not working for you. It's not compounding, it's not building wealth, it's not even keeping pace with inflation. Let's run the numbers. Say your monthly expenses are $4,000. 6 months? That's $24,000. Sitting in cash. If you park that in a high-yield savings account at, let's be generous, 4.5%, you're earning about $1,000 a year in interest. Sounds okay, right? Now let's look at what happens if you properly tier that same money. $10,000 in a sheath for immediate liquidity. The other $14,000 in a Roth IRA in broad index funds where the historical average return is around 10%. That $14,000 over 10 years at 10% becomes roughly $36,000. The difference between doing nothing and doing something smart with that same money? Over $20,000 in lost wealth per decade, and that's if you never add another dollar. But wait, you say, what if I lose my job? What if the car breaks down? What if life happens? I hear you. And this is where most people get stuck. They think the only two options are all cash or no safety net. That's a false choice. The real problem with the 6 month rule isn't that it's too conservative, it's that it's one-dimensional. Life doesn't come at you with one single massive all-at-once emergency that requires exactly 6 months of cash. That almost never happens. What actually happens is a spectrum of emergencies. A $500 car repair, a $2,000 medical bill, a 3 month job transition. And when you have $24,000 in a savings account, your brain does something dangerous. It sees a big, fat, tempting pile of money and it starts rationalizing. I can dip into it for this vacation, I'll pay it back. I need a new laptop for work. This counts as an emergency. Psychologists call this mental accounting. When money is labeled emergency, but it's sitting there, accessible, earning almost nothing, it stops feeling sacred. It starts feeling like a slush fund. Meanwhile, money that's invested, even if it's accessible, feels different. It feels like it has a job. And that psychological friction, it's actually a feature, not a bug. Here's the part that stings. If you're carrying credit card debt at 22% APR and you've got 6 months of expenses in cash at 4%, you are not being financially responsible. You are being financially irrational. You are paying a bank 22% to borrow money while simultaneously lending that same bank your emergency fund at 4%. The math is brutal. You are losing 18% on the spread, and you're doing it in the name of safety. Safety that's costing you thousands. The 6 month rule was designed for a world where people had pensions, stable 30-year careers, and no access to credit. That world is gone. In 2026, you have options. You have credit cards with zero interest introductory periods. You have HALOCs, you have Roth IRA contributions you can withdraw penalty-free. You have PTO buyback programs, side income platforms, and unemployment insurance that, while not perfect, exists. Your emergency fund needs to reflect the world you actually live in, not the world of 1997. So what do you do instead? I'm going to give you a three-tier system. It's not as catchy as 6 months in cash, but it's smarter, more flexible, and it will make you significantly more money over time. Tier 1, the shock absorber. 1 month of expenses in cash, that's it. 1 month. Liquid, immediate, in a high-yield savings account. This handles the blown tire, the unexpected dental bill, the minor crisis. Why only 1 month? Because most emergencies are under $2,000. If you can't handle a $2,000 surprise with a 1 month cushion and a credit card you pay off in 30 days, your problem isn't the emergency fund, it's your cash flow. Tier 2, the bridge, 2 to 4 months in accessible low-risk investments. This is your job loss money, but it's not sitting in cash. It's in a Roth IRA, in conservative index funds, or in a taxable brokerage with a stable value fund, accessible within 3 to 5 business days. If you lose your job, you have Tier 1 for month 1. You put month 2 on a credit card if you need to. By the time that bill is due, Tier 2 is liquidated and paid out. The key difference? When you don't need it, this money is growing. When you do need it, it's available. And because it's not in a savings account, you're far less likely to rate it for a weekend trip. Tier 3, the real safety net, your skills, your network, and your credit. This is the part nobody wants to hear, but it's the most important. Your real emergency fund is your ability to earn income. If you're in a field where losing your job means 6 months of zero income and zero prospects, your problem isn't your savings rate, it's your career resilience. Invest in skills, build a network, maintain a credit score above 740 so you have access to liquidity when you actually need it. That is your Tier 3. And unlike cash, it appreciates over time. I know what you're thinking. What if the market crashes right when I lose my job? Fair. But here's the thing. If the market crashes, the economy is probably in recession, and your job loss is likely tied to that same recession. In that scenario, your 6 months of cash is still only 6 months. And if the recession lasts longer than 6 months, which they often do, you're in trouble either way. The difference, with the tiered system, the money you didn't need for emergencies has been compounding for years. You're ahead even if you have to withdraw during a downturn. Also, if you're in a single-income household, or you have medical conditions, or your industry is volatile, adjust Tier 1 up to 2 months. Adjust Tier 2 up to 6 months. The system is flexible. The rule is not. Let me be direct. The 6-month emergency fund rule is popular because it's simple. It requires no thinking, no risk tolerance assessment, no understanding of your own cash flow or career stability. It's financial advice for people who want to feel safe, not for people who want to build wealth. If you have high-interest debt and a 6-month cash cushion, you are choosing emotional comfort over mathematical reality. And I get it, money is emotional, but wealth is built on math, not feelings. The brutal truth is this: opportunity cost is real, and it compounds just like interest. Every year you leave $20,000 in cash, you're not just losing the return, you're losing the return on the return forever. That's not safety, that's a slow leak. So here's my challenge to you. Look at your accounts right now. If you've got 6 months of expenses in cash, ask yourself, am I actually protected or am I just comfortable? If it's the latter, consider moving to the tiered system. Start with 1 month in cash. Move the rest into a Roth IRA or a conservative brokerage. Give your money a job. And if you think I'm wrong, if you think I'm being reckless, drop it in the comments. I want to hear the counter-argument. The best financial decisions come from being challenged, not from echo chambers. If this video made you uncomfortable, good. That means it's working. Hit like, subscribe if you want more of the truth the gurus won't tell you, and check out the video on your screen next about why used Toyotas are suddenly the ultimate flex. It's another sacred cow I'm taking down. See you in the next one.